I like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This series is called Squid Game. Been waiting for it, I've been waiting for it. So let's get to it. Episode 1. Red light, green light out this bitch. This is Jihan when he was little. Get this little flashback about him being fired when it comes to video games, just playing games in general. Now he's older, he lives with his mom. He tries to get his mom some money the best way he can, but bottom line is, he broke too. But when she leaves out the house to go do laundry, he ends up stealing one of her credit cards. The problem is she changed her 4-digit password, but he figured it out eventually. He basically used it to go gamble and bet on horse races. Yeah, things didn't go so well. Down to his last dollar, he's trying to concentrate on who's going to win this next race. And luckily for him, it worked out. He won about $4 million that day. Ends up giving her back $10,000 to hold on to. So he got a little bit of money to spend so he can go see his daughter so he can get her just more than fried chicken. But then he got some people coming from out of nowhere and he got to dip out. While he's running, he ends up running into this lady by accident. He helps her out and then he keeps on running. They end up catching up to him in the bathroom. And basically, Jihan owes these niggas money. Problem is, he ain't got it. Now, why does he have the money to give to him? Because apparently the lady he bumped into earlier pickpocketed his ass. And you thinking to yourself, Jihan about to be done deal, they about to finish him. But instead they feel bad, they make him sign a contract with his fist, stating that if he doesn't pay in over a month, we get the obligation to steal your kidneys and sell your insides for money. He uses his own blood as he wipes it on his thumb and makes it official. So then he goes back to the cashier lady all beaten up. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna need that $10,000 back. Now he's trying to get one of these plush dolls for his daughter, but he's spending way too much money trying to get it and he sucks at it. Then this little kid comes over and helps him out. And he ends up getting another package out of there. Excited as all hell. Then Jihan finally meets up with his daughter Gaia. They was chilling out to eat on her birthday and he ends up pulling out her present. Apparently he never looked at what it was before because it turns out being a fucking gun. Then he tells her, well, you gotta protect yourself nowadays, you know what I'm saying? But even after he's saying all that, it turns out it ends up being a lighter. Now Jihan had said something about being able to see her next year and she was about to tell him something but she held off on it. See, Jihan's not with Gaia's mom anymore. They got divorced and she's got a new man in her life. And on top of that, because of his living arrangements, she got sole custody of her daughter. But what is the thing that Gaia is holding back from her dad? Well, anyway, he takes her back home to her mom, and then they dip out. I guess the ex-wife got tired of him because he was too much of a gambler. So as he misses the subway train waiting on the next one, this guy comes out of nowhere and asks him if he wants to play a game. And Jihan pulls out a gun on him. Nah, he pulled out the same gun that he took away from his daughter's birthday. Made more sense for him to hang on to it, so his mom would be tripping. So he's like, bottom line, dude, what are you trying to do? You trying to sell me a pyramid scheme or something? He's like, look, I'm gonna play a game with you. 2 cards, 1 red, 1 blue. Bottom line, if you can flip it, I'll give you $100,000. If you can flip me, you give me $100,000. So Jihan started losing something terrible. He ain't got that much money. So the dude would take it out on him by slapping the shit out of him. Eventually, he finally won and he ended up giving him $100,000. But even after all that, Jihan still really doesn't believe him. So the dude starts telling him he knows exactly who he is. He knows his name. He knows his profession. He knows he's in debt $160 million. He knows about his daughter and his family. And obviously, he's thinking to himself, how the fuck do you know all this? And he gives him this business card and he's like, hey man, you can call this number. This is the way you clear all your debts. The card's got these shapes on one side and like 6 numbers on the other. And then the guy just dips out. So later on, he goes to this lady, picks up some food, some fish. I guess she's a friend of the family or something, a friend of his mom's or something like that. Then he sees his cat and he ends up giving a piece of fish to the cat. Then mom's like, where you get all this money? You been gambling again? He's like, nah, man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Then it gets serious because then we find out the reason about Gaia not telling Jihan, her dad, the situation, whatever situation that she was thinking about. See, at the dinner table, when she brought up next year, and she was hesitant to tell him anything, come to find out Gaia and her mom and her stepfather were actually moving to the United States. Basically, if that happens, he'll probably never see his daughter again. And considering everything that's going on in his life right now, that's literally all he's hanging on to. So desperate for money and showing his daughter and the family he could be responsible, he ends up calling that number that the guy gave him on the subway. They told him to meet at this spot outside. This van pulls up with a guy in a red hoodie on, tells him to get in the back seat. He's wondering like, yo, why is everybody sleeping? Y'all good? Then gas starts flooding the car and it knocks him completely out. Where's the red hoodie man taking these niggas? Next thing you know, Jihan wakes up with a green jumpsuit on with number 456 on that shit. Then we see a bunch of people with red hoodies on computers controlling this situation. Then Jihan starts talking to this old man that's trying to just count people. He's like, why are you counting? They got a counter up there. It actually says there's 456 people over here. He says, I know what it says up there. I'm just counting the people anyway. So great way for me to not have to get dementia. Then all of a sudden this fight breaks out between this guy and this girl. Turns out this is the same girl that Jihan ran into, the same pickpocketer. He's at the point where he's bullying her, talking about, I made you the way that you are. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be shit. Then Jihan comes out of nowhere and is like, hey, where's my money at? You pickpocketed thief? He's like, look man, I got beef for her. You can finish with it after I'm done. Then before they get into anything, here come a bunch of red hoodie guys. They about to explain the situation. They basically tell them they go play some simple kids games. And if you make it through a bunch of them, you'll win a bunch of money. If you don't, you'll be eliminated. So now most of the contestants are thinking this is too simple to believe, right? So they don't really believe him right off the bat. Then they show videos about how everybody went through the same thing Jihan did. And they're like, you all chose this on your free will. Then Jihan asks us, how much money do we get if we win? Then they pull out this ball over the top. And they say after each game, money will pile up in there. By the time you finish all 6 games, the ball will be about halfway full to about $4.52 billion. Even though some two people are still hesitant and shaky about the situation, nobody wants to be eliminated, so they all sign up. Jihan finally signs up after the old man does. They go through this lavishly colored room so they can get their picture taken. It's like a big ass Lego maze, yo, like for real. I guess this is the leader of the pack, looking like Doro from Virtual Fighter and shit. You play 32X arcade games, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, this guy's about to go set up the games. And everybody enters this area that looks like a field, but it's not really. Gihan ends up seeing his brother-in-law there. He thought he had some money. He thought his wife was good, whatever like that. But apparently, he's out of luck because he's actually playing these games too. See, most of the people here owe ridiculous amounts of money that they have no idea they could even pay back. So they basically, you know, force themselves into these circumstances, and here we have a bunch of people that are ready to get a bunch of money. The guy gets on the phone, calls up, makes sure everything's complete. Everybody's in the arena. Now the distance, you got two red hoods and one big ass doll. And the game they're about to play is called Red Light, Green Light. And the doll's basically will be the one turning her head back and forth. So basically, you know how it goes. You move on green light and you stop on red light. But they have to make sure to get past her within a 5-minute span. When she says red light, she turns to look around, and the doll has motion sensors. Now, his friend just got eliminated from moving, but he's like, okay. But when they say eliminated, they mean eliminated, nigga. If that motion detected while you on red light, you get deaded. That's right, lady. While a bunch of people are panicking, the walls got guns in them. The people that was running around during red light got fucking laced. And I mean a lot. Jihan sees what it is now. He's just laying there for dear life. Old man having the time of his life. He don't give a fuck. Yes, even the slightest movement when he turns around, niggas get deaded. These two end up making it. Jihan almost died, but somebody grabbed him right when he was about to fall. You better thank this man. 199, nigga. 3 seconds across the line. They made it, but the people that weren't able to get there in the 5 minutes, whoever wasn't there, they all just got deaded anyway. And that's a hell of a game for you, and that's only the first one. I think they got about 6 or 7 of them shits. Crazy thing is they were inside of a dome the whole time, which blends in on an island in the middle of nowhere. Kind of reminds me of some Hunger Games shit, right? And that's episode 1 for you. I'm with it. I'm all in. Let's get it. Squid Game on Netflix. Check it out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already what time it is. Look, these y'all, the easy, Mr. Big. Could you got a slogan?